What up, what up? Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brad with Despitefitness, Fitness, and today we're going to be doing some training in the garage. It's May 14th, and decided that we're going to work up to a heavy 2-rep on the floor press today. So that'll be the main movement. For our wedding warm-up today, we're going to be doing some sled work. So we're going to start out with a sled tricep extension. We're going to go down one way with that, and then on the way back, we're going to do a sled high pull to kind of work that opposing muscle groups. Then we're going to be doing some lateral dumbbell raises and finish out with a little bit of bent barbell row. For the bent row today, I'm going to go a little bit further, kind of lean over and actually brace my head against probably the rack, just so I can get a good parallel kind of body angle, and just make that row a little bit more difficult. So staying more on the lighter side, to not kind of piss off that lat that I stressed out the other day. Just put myself in a good kind of optimal angle to work the back. So hitting some tricep work, hitting some upper back work, hitting some kind of mid back work, and then some shoulder work. Get everything warmed up, ready to rock for hopefully a pretty good 2-rep max. So yeah, that'll be the plan today. This is what we're up to. Hopefully you guys will stick around and check out the video. And yeah, it'll be a good one. We'll see you on the other side. Here we go. Alright, guys, that's it. That's the video. Finishing up. I'm tired, and so that's gotta get going. So we want to just kind of close this down. Today was a good day. Did something a little bit different with the sled stuff that we've normally done.
Yeah.
So instead of just a straight drag, utilizing the sled to do some tricep extensions and then some high pulls. So hitting that kind of opposing muscle group. Help warm up, the upper body a little bit, warm up the triceps, warm up the back. Did some laterals. I really like laterals. You guys may have noticed they get thrown in quite a lot, but I really do like the feeling of that lateral raise, and I feel that it has kind of contributed to having like the depth. Jesus, I can't even talk, man.
English.
English.
That last set.
Yeah, dude, it's just fucking oxygen. Anyway, so I believe it's the lateral raises that help with my delt development. So I like how my delts like look and feel, and so I feel like those lateral raises really helps with that kind of like the rounding of the delts. It gives you kind of a wider appearance, and I like that. And then also, I really do feel that when I do those lateral raises that it contributes to my my trap development, because I try to force my head back and keep it tight the whole time, and it really does engage my traps quite a lot. So beyond those, I don't do a whole lot of specific trap development. So I really feel like those really tie in, and by the end of the couple of sets, I can feel it in my traps as well by pushing my head back and kind of keeping those traps flared. But that's just kind of how I feel. You may experience something different, but you know, give it a try and see what it feels like for you. Anyway, so they moved into the basically the main movement, which we decided was going to be a floor press today. Went for a heavy double, and I was really impressed with how Nat did. Right, so Nat initially, the very first set, threw on 25s for 95 pounds, and the very first set, she unracked, and the issue was that she didn't take the movement serious. She didn't set up. She didn't prepare herself. She just kind of was fairly haphazard about it, and it ended up coming up higher as a touch point than she ought to have. And so as a result, I couldn't even get one rep. And so we pulled it off real fast. Essentially, just immediately had her reset. Breath, you could do her setup a little bit better. Come down with a little bit lower touch point, and she rocked it. So went from not being able to do one rep to just busting out 2 reps very, very easily. So what that emphasizes for me, and what I'd like to clarify for you guys, is the importance of your setup. It's the importance of how you approach that set. In my own case, there was a set kind of earlier on where I felt like, man, that might be all I have, and I think I was like, I don't know, 425 or something like that. It wasn't moving very good, and then I kind of got myself refocused, started listening to some music, got myself kind of in the moment, and I utilize anger to kind of help motivate me. You guys may be different, but I started to kind of think about a few things, get myself angry, get myself like more in the moment, and the next thing I knew, my final set for today was 455, and it moved easier than the 425. In all likelihood, I probably could have pushed for another set or two beyond that 455, but I'm a little bit conscious about pushing myself into failure, so I figure that's probably a good stopping point, so that's where I ended up. But suffice to say, the emphasis that I want to put on all of that is being serious about what it is you're doing, being purposeful, like getting into the moment, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean getting really angry, getting really worked up or whatever. Sometimes it's just a reset and refocus and get your brace and get your hand, just take the moment seriously. Don't just rush into the sets. And then lastly, you moved into where you had 35s on the bar, which if my math is correct, that should be about 115. And that very first rep just exploded. And then you breathe, the setup kind of came just a little bit loose, and then the second rep wasn't quite so easy. No. But again, it's all about how you approach that movement, right? It's the appropriate setup, it's the appropriate brace, and like the mechanics. I know that I harp on it a lot, but those mechanics absolutely matter. And so the more you can clean up your mechanics, the more that you can get objective feedback with a camera and be able to diagnose your breakdowns and where you're failing, the better and better you'll be. So I know that many of you that are out there watching this video right now, if we were to have a conversation person to person, you would tell me, hey Brad, my 1 rep max on this is this. Bench, squat, or dead, it doesn't matter. You would tell me your 1 rep max is there. And I will tell you, in all likelihood, if I actually watched you do your 1 rep max, I would laugh at you and tell you that the limitation is not your strength. The limitation is probably your mechanics. And that would apply to probably all but the most, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? It would apply to all but the best trained. Like, so those of you who have been doing it for like maybe 20 years or so, or have been doing it for a very, very long time, perhaps you guys have honed your form and your setup to a kind of a fine point, but probably not. So most of you probably have a lot of cleanup that you could do in your mechanics. And so again, I don't want to belabor the point, but I really can't overemphasize the value and the importance of mechanics. Most of you, whatever you know of your 1 rep max right now, your 1 rep max is not a strength limitation, it's a mechanics limitation. So we'll tie it off there. Seth, did you? I had you standing here kind of like a prop, and didn't let you tie in at all. You had anything to add for today's experience?
No, today was good. I picked my weights pretty well.
Yeah, you went pretty aggressive and got like right there, right fast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting better at knowing like what's my max gonna be for today's set.
Yeah, that's good, man. Like the only thing that I could say for you is maybe just having 1 or 2 sets as a build-up for that neural prep. Because you remember when I took that 405 and I just did the single rep? Mm-hmm. That for me was a neural prepping because I wanted my body to feel the increase of weight before I started doing like actual true maxes. So the only thing that I might add for you is maybe just a little bit of a neural prep, just so that you can feel that increase of weight, so it's not this sudden like from 135 up to right where you're at and like this that might be the only thing I would say.
All right.
But yeah, solid stuff. All right, so I don't know. Give me a thumbs up if you stuck around this long. That'd be awesome. I want to thank you guys for your continued support with the channel. It means the world. The channel keeps growing and growing and growing. So I really want to make more waves among my military brethren. So if you happen to know other soldiers, service members from whatever branch that these videos may help, may inspire, may motivate, please share it with them. It would mean the world to me. But beyond that, guys, remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like work on your mechanics and turn a weight into a smoke show, it's never going to happen if you guys don't get in and train to spite. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way. And I hope that you guys continue to find the way. I appreciate you checking out this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace. So extra.